Good morning, everyone. I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery. I'm a full-time independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canmore, Alberta, Canada. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. So for St. Patrick's Day, we are going to be working with a bunch of Stampin' Up! Greens for the next little while. Also, with those greens, we're going to be playing around with the Dragonfly Garden bundle, which is a beautiful, beautiful set. But first, I need to start showing some beautiful cards that people have sent me. It's been a long while since I've shown people's wonderful cards that they've sent to me, and they've meant so much to me, and so I need to make sure they're acknowledged because it's so special. So let me just flip my screen over here, and let's have a look at what these cards are. So here we go. Here's one. In no particular order. I just have them in a container, meaning to say, thank you to all of you. So look at this beautiful card here. I love when they bring out foils and you can color them up with whatever colors you want. And then of course, all these beautiful foil words and whatnot. So thank you so much, Lori. Always beautiful cards, that's for sure. Lori's she's formerly on my team, but she got me started on decorating my envelopes. So she's the one we can thank for that. But she always makes such stunning, stunning cards. So thank you, Lori, for thinking of me. And this one's from Donna Brosson. When my cousin passed away, she sent me a sympathy card, which was so nice. And I love this layout. I think it's brilliant. Just minimal, simplistic, but it's just gorgeous. So thank you so much for thinking of me, Donna. I really appreciate that. And then this one is from Lois. Hello, Holly. Lois sent me a card when we moved over to this location, and so that was so sweet. Congratulations on your new nest. I like that. And I love this set, so she knows me well. Love those birds in the nest, in the trees and whatnot. So thank you so much there, Lois. I really appreciate all your thoughts for me. All right, so good morning, Donna. We are playing around with the Dragonfly Garden. Today's green feature that we're going to be playing with is Old Olive. There are quite a few Old Olive papers, DSP, Designer Series Paper, pattern papers, let's say it in multiple ways, that have Old Olive, so that's always good. Hello, Sherry, good morning. So if you're trying to find, Designer Series paper that would go along with Old Olive, you won't have any difficulties, that's for sure. So that's going to be our feature today. This Dragonfly garden bundle comes with a punch. So if you are somebody who doesn't have a Stampin' Cut and emboss machine, well, first it should be on your list, but hey, today's free shipping. That would be a brilliant idea. Save yourself 10% and get yourself the Stampin' Cut and emboss machine. Anyways, but if you don't have that, hi Amy, this bundle comes with a punch, which works fabulous. All right, so this is the bundle I'm going to be working with all of the greens. Now, the Designer Series paper that I'm going to work with today, surprisingly, hi Norma Jean, is Ice Cream Corner. And we're going to be using this DSP right here. Isn't that crazy? You would never think to go into, an ice cream set to look for some beautiful DSP that would go with this Dragonfly Garden bundle, but that's why I love having this synopsis of all the Designer Series papers with what cardstock colors coordinate with it. So next time this comes out with the new catalog, you're going to have to sign up for this, because I can quickly just look at all these sheets and say, oh, for one, I can see Old Olive right here, Old Olive, and then I can see, oh, that's got polka dots. I love it. Love it. Yes, so we are going to play around with that. Now, this card idea came from Stamp Latte, and so we're going to use her pattern for this. Now she uses the metric system, centimeters, so I've kind of tried to convert things over to inches. Hopefully I've done okay. If not, I think it'll still work. So what you're going to need is a card base of Old Olive, which is 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. A piece of designer series paper, which, you know, there are multiple to choose from. Even that back piece is kind of fun too. And this is measuring 4 by 5.25. You're going to need 2 pieces of basic white, which are, where are my little notes here? 4 inches by 2.5, and you need 2 of those. And 1 little piece for your sentiment, which measures 2.5 by 3/4 inch. And then I've just got a scrap piece of basic white for our dragonflies. We're going to stamp the dragonflies today. Now the colors, like I said, we're going to be using are Old Olive. That's our kind of our staple today. I'm going to throw in some Misty Moonlight, Rich Razzleberry, and Bumblebee. Neat color combo, hey? I like it. So that's going to be what we're playing around with. Now to color today, I'm actually going to use the watercolor pencils. I thought, why not? I haven't used them in a long time. Let's play around with them. And it just gives it kind of a nice soft look too, right? So there's Old Olive. Hi, Natasha. Watching on silent, I hear you. Daffodil Delight, so that'll be kind of like our Bumblebee. Maybe throw in some pumpkin pie, and there's that Rich Razzleberry. So we're going to color with those, and we're going to use some daubers today because I haven't played with those in a while, and blender pens are going to help us with our coloring. So first off, we are going to, let's figure out this card base, and then we can go from there. So we are required to measure in 1.5 inches from both sides. So I'm just going to put a little tick. I suppose I don't have a pencil. No, I don't. That's okay. So instead of a pencil, what I'm going to do is take my Take Your Pick tool and just put a little dot there. So let's measure down here as well. And then I'm going to go on this side, it was 1.5, right? Yes, 1.5. Measuring in 1.5 inches from both sides of your card base. Next, we are going to do a little trimmy trim. I wonder, I can probably use my little guy. No, I can't. And I threw this on the floor. So I could have just measured here, I suppose. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you, Lori. So here we go. We're just going to actually cut this from the center crease all the way up. Okay. We're also going to do the same thing. Cool thing about this Stampin' Trimmer is that it goes all the way to 1.5 on this inside. So we can do the same. We can measure from there all the way up to that crease. And if we don't quite get it to the crease, it's not a big deal. We can always just cut it with our scissors. All right, so next we're going to cut off these 2 flaps. So I'm just going along the crease there, doing a little choppy chop. So it's a really quite simple fold. It kind of is pretty neat. And it also still lays like a card. Sometimes, you know, when you go to display a card, you kind of want it to sit nicely, and sometimes the folds don't always allow for that, right? So there we go. All right, next thing we're going to throw in here, well, let's do our stamping first. Let's do stamping. Okay, so let's get one of these Whisper white pieces. You needed 2. And I'm going to take that big flower image. I wonder which color I should use. Should I go with black? I don't really, I think it's pretty harsh. But yeah, we're gonna go with black because we have some pretty dark colors we're gonna be playing around with, I think. So I'm using my Memento. If you get this stamp set, I would really encourage you to get Block Eye. This big flower stamp could fit on an H, but it kind of hangs off a little, so I don't know if your image would be stamped as nicely as you want it. And I'm just going to go along the bottom here. Like so. And we'll do a few more kind of across there. Let's go a little farther down this time. And I think that's probably all we're going to have room for because that's, although we could go in from the side. Well, hang on here. Well, let's fit another one in here. There. We got it. Okay, so just kind of along the bottom area. Now, next, to color these in, I'm going to, let's use our yellow, or Daffodil Delight watercolor pencil. And the thing about watercolor pencils is you don't have to color the entire flower, right? That's the cool part about it. Let's just make sure there's nothing on our blender pen. Because once you start adding, say, a blender pen or a watercolor painter, it kind of smooshes the ink out. Just adds enough liquid to kind of bring that color out. So I'm just adding a little bit of yellow kind of in those creases, and then I'm just bringing that color down towards the petals. I almost feel like I need orange on the tips just to differentiate it a little bit. So how's everyone's St. Patrick's Day going so far? Anybody not wearing green today? If I could, I'd reach out and pinch you. Not that I'm even, you know, Irish or anything, or have the right to pinch you, but you know. I even wore my green earrings, my favorite earrings today. I got them from Bloomingdale's in Minneapolis. Okay, that was my second event, actually not going out with Kevin, but no, because I was still new to him and he was infatuated with somebody else. Anyway, no, I'm not bitter. Yeah, and we went to the Mall of America. So I've added that little bit of orange there. I'm just gonna kind of blend it down a little bit. Pretty, pretty. Okay, and then this pom-pom flower, I'm sure it's a mum. I'm going to add some rich razzleberry. I don't think there's any other ones. Well, it's going to be a special one then. Just making sure all the yellow's off. I'm going to smoosh that around a little bit. And let's go in with Old Olive on some of those leaves. I'm just going to kind of go in the middles of the leaves. So yes, Kevin played dumb. We went with some other friends too to Minneapolis, and he of course bought way too much stuff, and so he played helpless, and no, he didn't know how to pack it all, and now I know it's just, you know, a man being a man. Yeah. So I packed it all up, helped him out. And then the girl he was infatuated with got all the credit for it. So I'm like, oh yeah. Figures. So there's our it's just light and just subtle. I don't think I'm going to color anything else. I just want it to be just there, but not intense, if you will. Okay. Next, I think I'm going to stamp one of those flower images. This is going to actually be the inside where we're going to be doing our writing of the card on the card. Can't speak, sorry. So let's get out that black ink again, and I think I'm just going to come in just a little bit on that corner. Like so. I want to leave enough room to be able to write. So once again, let's get out that daffodil, coloring in that, just the top parts. It's not a daffodil. Oh my Lanta. Echinacea, coneflower. There's different names for it. Speaking of that, I figured it feels like spring here, so I made Christmas planters for the condo here, and they had those red berry. They had evergreens and is it poplar sticks, birch sticks, and these red sticks, and then the red berries. So I took out the red berries and actually put in little, I don't know what they're calling it. They're these bright yellow spring flowers. So they look good. So we got lots of compliments yesterday on how it looks good. So that was nice. All right, so there's our inside. Next, let me think here. We can start to maybe glue this. No, let's do our Dragonfly and our sentiment first. We'll do all the Stampin' Up and then we'll move along. Okay, so let's do the sentiment for a true friend. Let's go. Should we go with green? I kind of. I'm going to wait with this one, but I do want to do the dragonflies, pardon me. So in this set, there are two dragonflies, one of which you will see has an open body, and the other one is filled in. Also, these wings are kind of going this direction, and these wings are kind of going towards the center. Just two different choices you get. So I'm going to use the filled in one. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight first with my dauber. And I don't know if anybody watched Shelley yesterday, but she was kind of doing this where she inked up her stamps using daubers. That way you can combine a bunch of different colors on your stamp. So I'm going to use this Misty Moonlight kind of on the body, a little bit on the center part of the dragonfly wings. Okay, and then I'm going to add my Rich Razzleberry. Oh, and I got the Blackberry Bliss, so it might be okay. And we're going to color up the rest of those wings. That way you're going to get kind of multicolored, I'm hoping. And if not, there's other ways we can do this too. All right, so the thing you want to do before you stamp, because you did that blue earlier on, is give it a little bit of a huff. And the point of that is to kind of moisten all that ink before you actually stamp it. Cool. You can see a little bit of blue. Oh, it's hard to see. little bit of blue and a little bit of the other. It's not as intense as I would have liked, but let's just go with it. So now we get to use our punch. You're going to want to make sure you stamp close to the bottom. It just helps with the placement of this dragonfly. And here we go. Let's punch it out. You know, we could always go in with the rich, ooh, I just smeared it. So now we're really going to go in with the rich raspberry here. How about the watercolor pencil? And kind of smear that out a little with our blender pen. Make sure there's no other weird colors in there. That'll also pick up some of the stamped ink as well. There. Cool. Just kind of brightens that a little more, doesn't it? All right, the sentiment I'm going to leave for right now because I kind of want to wait to see which color pops or it needs, or, you know, that kind of thing. All right, let's start putting this together then. So we're going to take our piece of designer series paper, which comes from that ice cream corner set. Here's my stamp and seal plus for my adhesive today, and I'm just laying this down in the center, the inside of the flap. Next we're going to add, oh, that just fits. Did you see, I might not have done this right. I kind of want an edge there, so let's trim this down. It was 4 by 2.5, so I'm going to say 2 1/4. So let's just trim off. No, let me do my let me use my big trimmer to make sure I get this right. All right, let's go over here and do a 1/4 or an 1/8 of an inch off this side. Does that look all right? Yeah, I think so. An 1/8 of an inch off this side. I'm gonna, I want to get rid of that little cone flower you probably can't see. Let's go there. Okay, that should fit better. Yeah. So I'm going to change that direction for you for on my blog. Let's change this to 2 1/4. Good. And then we're going to put this here. Let's glue that down. In the center there. And then we can add our dragonfly and our sentiment. Come on. Don't want to cover up these flowers, but let's see. Let's do, I'm going to use For a True Friend. Let's use the Misty Moonlight, because we didn't use a whole lot of that. Other than on the dragonfly insides. And let's just kind of stamp it more to the right hand side a little bit. For a True Friend. And then let's give it a ribbon cut here on the end. Oh, and I'm getting stuff here, so guess where there's going to be an embellishment or a dragonfly. I kind of want to pop it up. Let's go with our dimensionals. I think that works. Did I get it straight? Yes, I did. Okay, let's go. And let's just put that there like that. What do you think? I think it's pretty. So I'm going to get my minis, and let's just put a couple onto the corners of the wing tips. And then I'll just throw a little bit of snail on the inside there, just so that it sticks to that banner area. There. Okay, so that's just going to be our, ooh, did I get, it's close, it should be okay. And then we have our insert here, so this one will fit perfectly with this one, so we can, okay, let's, but if I did this card again, I would definitely be using the narrower piece of, this way. The narrower piece of a 2 1/4 as opposed to 2 1/2. So I'm just kind of really looking here. That goes there. All right, we need some rhinestones. Let's see. Those, let's go in with these. Either the, yeah, let's go champagne rhinestones, I think. I was going to use the gold too, but either or I think would look nice. I think the champagne rhinestones are just a little softer, if you will. And they kind of match with those echinacea flowers. Whoops. I totally got that there. Let's move them over. There. What do you think? Isn't it cute? I like it. So that came from, pardon me, my voice is starting to die. That means I'm tired. Stamp a Latte. She also did this same thing, but she did it going this direction. So if you did you'd have to do 11 by 4 1/4 for the card base, folded in half, and then I doubt I'm not sure what she trimmed it at along the sides, but yeah, so the flap was going up and down this way. So different ways to try this, that's for sure, but I think it's cute. Just enough room to write in there. For a true friend, that could go for so many different things, right? Happy birthday, happy anniversary, thinking of you, all sorts of things. So there you go. And this is a nice light card, so if you have to mail some things that maybe, you know, need to be a little less bulky, this is a great card for that. So I had fun playing with Old Olive today. If you decide you like this beautiful bundle here, which comes with this punch, Dragonfly Garden, today's the day to get it because there's free shipping on orders of $65 or more. So make sure you check that out. That's on page 27 of your catalog, and it actually belongs to a larger suite called Dandy Garden, and that starts on page 24. So there are actually two bundles in this suite. There's this one, which is Garden Wishes. It's got a lot more dandelion kind of looks, and then there's the Dragonfly, which we are going to be playing around with. But there comes, you know, some neat laser cut papers. There's the Memories and More card packs, envelopes and note cards. Those, oh, I gotta use those. I want to use those this week. Those cute little ladybugs. Trinkets. There's the Mossy Meadow. I'm sure we'll use that on Mossy Meadow Day. And that gorgeous designer series paper that comes along with it. So lots of fun stuff that comes in that suite. But otherwise, this is $49.50 for the bundle. Of course, bundle prices, you get the 10% off. So if you would like, you can go shopping on my online store there, listed, jenhouston.stampinup.net. And there is the weird host code that if you could use, that would help me out. That helps me send my customers a little gift in the mail if they order with me. Anything? Oh, what color should we do tomorrow? What green color? We've done soft seafoam, now old olive. Which green color? First person to list it, we'll get it. We'll use that color. And while I'm waiting, all these card measurements and pictures of this will be on my blog. Also on my blog will be a chart with a bunch of different colors that coordinate with the old olive. So if you're stuck with needing some new color combos, check that out because that will be on there. Spruce? Holly's got it. Okay, shaded spruce it is tomorrow. So check back tomorrow and we will play around with the shaded spruce color. Fun. All right. Thanks everyone for being my sunshine today and stopping by. I love having you. I love creating with you. So hopefully you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day for the rest of the day. And if you haven't, if you're not wearing green. All right, have a great day, everyone. Bye.